Okay, so good morning. It's about 7:30 right now. I just, believe it or not, I made my bed. You can't. I know it looks sloppy, but my sleeping bag's up there, and under this blanket, I have the blanket, another sleeping bag, another blanket, and then this big thick ass blanket. And I folded over my sleeping bag, and then all the dogs, you can't tell, they're all under here. And that's how we stay warm at night. Last night, I think the low was 22. Right now, it's 27. You see my windows all fucking fogged up. And notice I don't have my hat on or anything like that. And I'm comfortable now because of that. Okay? So I gotta feed it another piece. Just to keep it going. So, okay, so in the past other videos, I'd wake up and it'd be in the 30s. And if it's in the 30s, I really don't start the wood stove because I have adapted to that temperature. I mean, it's still cold, and I think freezing is 32 degrees. So I can, when it gets down to 32 and below, usually I won't. 32 and below, I would start a fire. But in the other videos, I didn't start a fire or didn't start the wood stove. This is, in other words, this is the first day of this summer where I started my wood stove in the morning because it's just too damn cold. It was like 22, now it's 27. And instead of getting up and being uncomfortable and pissed, today I just said, fuck it, I'm going to start a fire in the morning because I don't want to be too pissed. You know what I mean? I'm in a little better mood, but doesn't mean I'm totally happy. I'm just okay. Still, the anger and the disappointment, it lurks in me. Because I wasn't supposed to be living like this since I got here. I was not supposed to be living like this. And the fact that I have to go through another winter like this, it fucking makes me livid, and it's out of my control. And one of these days I'll tell you the whole story. And I bet you if you heard the story, you'd probably be pissed off too. Like I feel abandonment, betrayal, big time disappointment, and resentment. I hold a lot of resentment in me. And I'm going to tell you why that is. In my past, there's certain situations in my past where, once again, I felt abandoned and disappointment when people should have been there to help. If you have a good heart and you knew my situation, you'd be there to help. Because I know that situation that I was in, I could have easily just did what everybody else did and have that out of sight, out of mind mindset that they lived in. I'm not going to assume that they did that, whether they know it or not, unintentionally, intentionally. I don't know. I feel sometimes it was intentionally because they knew what they had to face that I faced every day for decades. And I even heard one of the people say, man, I couldn't even spend a day doing that. And if you knew the situation and the people I'm talking about, you'd be shocked by that statement. Okay, so, and yes, I'm letting a little bit out about the past so you know why today, since living here, I'm pretty livid because of the situation. And if The people I'm talking about are watching this. It's not a poke at you. This is me being fucking pissed. Because if you were in my shoes, I know damn well you'd be mad too. All right, so that's all I'm going to say about that. However, I think now it's January of the new year. I think now when it gets cold, like ultra cold in the morning, I will start to use my wood stove in the morning. The reason why I haven't used my wood stove or won't or try not to use my wood stove when it's in the 30s and all that is because, one, I could kind of hang with that weather. Two, I try to conserve firewood. We have many trees out here, and there's many branches that are dead trees and branches I could chop up, take down, and make firewood. But that also involves a lot of fucking work, okay? It's not just me and the chainsaw. I mean, I have to break it down and use an axe. And the axe I have is the wrong kind of axe. I have a chopping axe. What I need is a maul, a splitter maul. Now, do I have my axe in here? Yeah, I do. Hold up. Okay, so I have the guard on this axe, right? But you see right here where this finger is? Hold up. See right here where this finger is? That? And on the other side? That's called the cheek. The cheeks of the axe. Notice how it's about maybe an inch wide? That is a chopping axe. And when you try to split logs that are like 8 inches wide with this thing, it takes forever. Unless you got a hard swing. And my swing isn't that great because I do have back problems. And the thing is, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have to. But no one else will do it for me. So I'm kind of fucking up my back even more. It hurts. I get up, my back hurts every day. I'm just old and that shit happens. You know, I used to be pretty active in like extreme sports, as they say, skateboarding, mountain bike riding, BMX, that kind of shit. And I'd fall a lot. And obviously all those falls and shit is affecting me. You know, it's pretty active. I'm not as active now because it hurts. Things hurt. Anyways, with that axe, it makes it a bitch to split wood, but I have to because I have to try to burn a full fat log in order it to be sufficient enough. You need a bigger wood stove. That is not a big wood stove. In fact, I have to put another piece of wood in here. Hold up. Watch. That's how to do it. Okay, so I put like a piece of wood like that. I let that sit there for about half an hour, and then I check, and I can tell depending on what how the wood is burning, I guess. I can tell whether I need to put in another piece of wood or not, or I could just sit out here and it feels like it's getting a little cooler. I'd throw in another piece of wood, try to keep the heat up. But anyways, yeah. So the point is that I need to make my days a little bit more comfortable by using the wood stove in the day. Usually I try not to use the wood stove until the nighttime so I can conserve wood and make it through another maybe 2 months. If I can make it through another 2 months, I'm gold, because when March gets here, their cold days are like in the 30s, which I can stand, but they will, the warmer days will show up, the springtime, and it's beautiful here during the spring. It reminds me of California, of Southern California. So if I could just hang for these 2 more months, I'll be okay for about 2 months, and then the heat comes. And that's totally different. I won't even use the wood stove at all, you know. That's when I start using that thing in the window. The problem with that is I have no electricity. I have that little power charger, power pack, battery pack thing over there. But if I use that air conditioner with that Jackery power station, it'll suck up all the battery in about an hour. And the days here, the hot, humid southern days goes like this. It's like 80 and above, usually 85, 90, sometimes 95, and 80% humidity. It's the fucking worst. It's like, hey, it's like living in the islands, but you have a fucking beach and ocean breeze. Here, you got massive trees and mountains, so that humidity stays with you, sticks. It's the kind of where you go out, you take a shower, you go outside, boom, you're just fucking wet again. And I'm not looking towards that, and I'll be fucking probably livid then when that happens. So I'm gonna keep making these videos, and then you can go back and see my moods depending on the season, and you'll see. That is, unless I get my financial situation works out. Once that happens, you'll see progress videos, progress on getting my little tiny house shed here fixed up to where I'll have electricity, I'll have enough money to pay utilities, and I could put in my plumbing. And then, when that happens, not if, when, because that'll happen, but we don't know when. Worst case scenario, those projects will start in August 2026. However, there's a possibility it may start sooner, like as soon as in a few months. I'm hoping it happens in a few months. But if it don't, then you'll see a lot of my vlogs here. And I think it's safe to say that I'll be livid again. I didn't expect another year of this. I didn't expect any of this. This was not supposed to happen. I repeat, it's not supposed to happen. But I'm trying to put into words to where I don't sound like I'm fucking bitching and crying, but I'm not. I've been let down. I've been let down, and I've been duped. I've been duped and let down. And those are accurate descriptions, but that's what actually happened. And I can't seem to let it go. I can't let it go. Why? Because this weather, it reminds me every day. And I look around and I see my light switches are up. I mean, the electrical part of this tiny home project, the wires and all that, it's up. And if I had a working generator, I could use this for so many hours a day, not like on all the time, because of course the gas or propane in the generator will run out, and that costs, and I don't have enough money to pay that. Be honest, I don't have insurance on my car. I've been driving that like that for over 7 months now. It's fucking pathetic. So, anyways, so I take the little things, like right now, still in the 20s, and I'm getting warm because thank God for this wood stove, and dead trees. Thank God for wood stove and dead trees and my lighter. And that fact that I woke up again. So I'm grateful for that. I'm trying to look for the grateful things. But once I step out of the door, fucking the cold is like a big slap in the face of reality. It's like, it's fucking not cool. Not cool at all. All right, so that's today's bitching session. Let me talk to you, those one or two of you who do tune in. Thanks for listening. It means a lot. And if I know you, it'd be cool to see you again, you know. Ever since I got here, I mean, I know the neighbors, you know, we say hi and we've talked a little bit, but, you know, I don't have any friends. I do have one friend. He's a client, but I only see him once. Like, I'll see him like a few weeks every year, and then for the rest of the year, you know. So anyway, I really don't have any true friends around here. They're all back in California, and I'm alone. 99% of the time, I'm alone with my dogs. If I go into town, you know, there's people around me, and sometimes I get panic attacks when there's a lot of people around me now, you know. It's weird. I never thought I'd be like that because I was sociable at one time, and now it's just, I don't, you know. I used to go to gigs and all that. A lot of the times where I was sociable and all that, I was medicating, let's just put it that way, with drugs and alcohol. Now I'm pretty clean. I've been clean for almost a few years now, which is a good accomplishment. But to handle like problems and all that, you know, I got nothing to run to anymore, and I just have to stick it out, and it caused anxiety, depression, panic attacks, PTSD. And I learned all this from my therapist. So I see a therapist now, and you know, I didn't know I had all this inside of me because I was always medicating myself, but now I don't. It's like it's all coming out. It's all coming out. And it's not, it gets to me. It sucks. It's horrible. So, all right, we'll just leave it at that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be grateful for the small things. Right now, I'm just trying to warm up. Probably sit here for another hour before I get up and take my battery pack to go get charged at my sister's house, and then I feed the animals. Then I come back, and then I'll start processing more wood, and that's my day. Then I'll sit here and watch YouTube. Fun life. But it'll change. It's going to change. You just hang with me if you want and watch the progression. It will progress unless I freeze to death, literally, or my heart gives out on me, because I have a heart condition. It's called AFib. I do have COPD. My lungs are fucked up from smoking all these years. But hang with me and we'll see the progression, because when the financial thing is key here. Once that pans out, then you'll see I'll be a lot more happier. And, you know, and then the vlogs will get real interesting. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so I've stalled about 3 or 4 times saying that we're going to go now, I'm going to go now, blah, blah, blah. But this time I am. So thanks for tuning in.